Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now.
Back when I needed to live somewhere, I still need to live somewhere. I have a house. Back when I needed to find an apartment, I really didn't have resources online at my disposal. Certainly, I didn't have software to help me with the search. I had to rely on the old-fashioned methods of driving around in the areas that I thought I might want to live in and going, oh yeah, that looks like a nice place. And doing things like picking up what they used to call a newspaper and opening it up and saying, oh, these are places that seem interesting and I could afford that, but I couldn't afford that, and this looks good, and then driving there and seeing what was there. Fast forward to today, there are many ways that you can go about finding an apartment. I remember when I had moved to San Francisco, I didn't know what to use. And this was back in 2000-ish, in 2001, really. And everyone said, Craigslist, go to Craigslist, Craigslist. And I hadn't heard of Craigslist before. And that's when I started using Craigslist, way back in the day. And it worked. It did. In fact, I wrote I wrote a proposal looking for an apartment, and how I wrote it ended up being best of Craigslist. Because of what I did and how I crafted it and how I wrote it. So it was fun to do, although apartment hunting is not fun. And if you are looking to take the suck out of apartment hunting, buy an iPad. There, I'm giving you permission. If you want to look for an apartment, get an iPad. Is that bad, hun? She's walking away. You're disappointed? I figured you'd like that. Who wouldn't? Wait, I got an iPad because Chris said I needed one because I was looking for an apartment. If you needed an excuse, we've written an article of how to find a new apartment with your iPad. There. Did you need any other excuses? The article is linked for you on lockergnome.com, aptly titled the same thing. You can click the link in the description, really, and check it out. I'm going to go ahead and +1 it, tweet it, and also like it on Facebook. Hopefully you will as well. So there are apps that are on the iPad and really optimized for the iPad that will help you find apartments for rent. And I can't tell you, these resources are invaluable. It could cost you, $500 to buy an iPad. Maybe you could buy a secondhand iPad, and it would cost you less than $500. It's like a month's rent or so in a decent apartment. So you just consider it just an idea. If you always wanted an iPad, just move to an apartment. Okay, I know you're saying, Chris, there's probably apps that are available on other platforms beyond iOS. You're absolutely correct. In fact, some of the apps that we've listed on this article are not just for the iPad. It's just that there are a lot of iPads out there. A ton. In fact, I'd be interested in knowing how many in our audience have an iPad, and which ones don't. Are you in an apartment? I could say, do you have an apartment? But it's not really yours because you're renting from somebody else. How did you find your apartment? Either today or back in the day. And what was the process that you used? Would you have killed for software that was dedicated for apartment hunting? Did you even know that there was apps available for apartment hunting in general? Apps called things like, granted, they're not very creative titles, but they're useful. One's called Apartments. Another one's called Apartments for Rent. Another one's called Mapskrieg. Another one, PadMapper. That kind of sounds a little disgusting if you ask me. I don't know about that last one, really. I haven't used it. I haven't needed to use it. I live in a house now. Very happy with this house. It's home, really. And I just got a mortgage refi. Yay! Oh, wait. That's bad. I think I just made myself further in debt. Well, if you need to find an apartment and you have an iPad, you're in luck. If you need to find an apartment and you don't have an iPad, you can tell whoever else you need to tell that I said that you need to get an iPad in order to find an apartment. I think we all want an excuse like that. Well, Chris said I should get this in order to help. He said it would help. How did you find your apartment? Either the one that you're living in now or the apartment that you lived in at some point in the past, if you even did live in an apartment. Just curious to know what you think. So, maybe I'm the only one who didn't use the internet to find what he needed when he first moved into an apartment. I don't know. I did it for the Craigslist, and that was really the last time I used it. Are you waiting for something else, dude? Click the link.